Hey guys, Craig Whitney here. I'm the founder of Next Level Coaching, Jim's life coaching franchisee, and the founder of the Legacy Forge podcast, where we take franchisees and small business owners from the how to the why not by learning through, on this podcast, through failure and experience. Hope you're well today. I'm your host, Craig Whitney. Now, like and subscribe on all platforms, YouTube for the video, Spotify, Apple Podcasts. Today's episode, we want to talk to you about how much you're willing to lose to build a relationship. Have you ever felt that you have lost time in building meaningless relationships? That you've lost money and other resources for relationships to go nowhere? I have found that myself many times over with people who are just not wanting to go anywhere, or they may be a picture card. May look beautiful on the front, nice pretty picture, but deep down they don't want to go anywhere. They don't want to progress. They are freeloaders. Yeah. Today's episode, I'll ask that question again. How much are you willing to lose to build a relationship? Now, there's this one time, actually, it's about to happen in a couple of weeks. I'm flying to Nashville, Tennessee, United States of America, to catch up with my coach for a game of golf, or mini putt-putt to be exact, 36-hole mini putt-putt. Now, actually, I'll say it, the exact costs are $4,000 in airfares, $2,000 for the day, plus I think close to $1,000 for hotels or motels, whatever it is they got over there. I've never been to Nashville, Tennessee, and by the looks on Google Maps, it's like a big country town. It's the country music capital. So yeah, it's going to be hillbillies and all sorts going on over there, and tractors and trucks and farms, and yeah. But that's where my coach lives, in Nashville, Tennessee. It's his hometown, and that's where I'm going for 3 days actually. So it's going to be a 6-day trip all round by the time I take off here in Brisbane and land back. About 6 days in total in transit. For what, you ask? For what? And I've had multiple people ask me that question. Geez, that's a bit far for a game of golf. Yeah, it is. It is a bit far. But it comes back to the question is how much you're willing to lose to build a relationship. Now, who am I building a relationship? My coach. None other than JT Foxx, my lead coach. Documented billionaire. Do you think I'm just going over to the United States for a game of golf with a random? No. This guy's a billionaire. He's documented it, got results, and he doesn't flaunt it with cars and jets and all the other crap that these online gurus go on about. He's straight edge, straight to the point, billionaire, and will tell you so. And I'm going to America to build a relationship with this man. I will have his cell phone number in my phone on speed dial. That's right. How many billionaires have you got in your phone on speed dial? I have documented to date about 3. Yeah? This will be my 4th. I've done the exact same thing. I've flown to where they go, add value, build a relationship. And I live by a rule, right? If I'm meeting people, if they're more successful than me, right, I go to them. Unwritten rule. No matter where they are, I go to them. Yeah? If we need to catch up in person, I will go to them. So I'll jump in my truck or I'll jump on a plane and I'll go to them. If they're less successful than I am, they come to me. That's an unwritten rule. Yeah? Let that land for a bit. Just think. Let that land wherever that sits in your life. Do you go and see successful people? Are you willing to invest in yourself to build a relationship with someone who's much more successful than you, higher up on the food chain than you? Are you willing? If you had $10,000 and you had the opportunity to be coached by someone for 10 minutes, no less, no more, would you do it? And who would it be with? Think of anyone and everyone in history, past to present, who you'd like to be coached by. Who would it be? You get $10,000 for 10 minutes. Who would it be? Me, it's Donald Trump. That's all right. Pick on me for being a Trump supporter. I don't care. It's not about that. I want to learn the success principles that made him a billionaire. The branding principles, because that man understands the psychology of business and branding. That man's got his name on buildings, had his name on aircrafts. There's a psychology behind that. I don't give a shit about the rumors and everything else that surround it, all the propaganda and press. I mean, that's, to me, that just adds being talked about, right? That's the power of marketing and advertising. You're being talked about. Positive or negative, you're being talked about. You're relevant. It's when people stop talking about you, that's where you lose your irrelevancy. And you may end up in the history books, all lost to the sand of time. Yeah? So it comes back to the question. If you had $10,000, and I'm leaning in here to the camera, if you had $10,000 for 10 minutes of coaching, who would you want to sit with? 10 minutes exact, no more, no less. Now, how much money are you willing to lose to build a relationship with someone more successful than you? Write that down. Let that sink in. How much money are you willing to lose to build a relationship with someone more successful than you? Very powerful question, isn't it? And it's not a question we get challenged on a day-to-day basis because we're conditioned to sit with the love nest of those around us or those below us. Yeah? I don't care if you're a franchisee or a small business solopreneur. If you do not have a coach in your life that is more successful than you, then the chances of you being successful are not guaranteed. And it doesn't matter if you're following a system, a proven model, or not. It's always handy to have a coach who's in your corner, specifically someone who knows business, not necessarily knows the franchise or whatever you've invested in, but knows business. Right? Knows how to sell, knows business, knows legalities, knows frameworks, who's skilled in business, who can act as a second set of eyes on the outside to look through things, to give you feedback on how you present yourself, how you sell, how to deal with objections, how to improve yourself. Because franchisees in particular, they get hooked on swallowing the Kool-Aid of a system. And that's okay to a point, but the system then owns them. Yeah, they forget they're a human being. So it's always handy to have a coach who's in your corner, who's outside the business, who can give you feedback, qualitative feedback, quantitative feedback, and can teach you how to do business. Now, for the solopreneurs out there, you're out there building your own plane, right? You kind of just jump and go, woohoo, let's just build something as we go and we'll crash and fly and crash and fly and as we go, right? Well, you definitely need a coach now more than ever. Because the first year of your business, you have a very high failure rate of 95%. And that's documented. Failure. And I'll get a bit of flack for this, and I'm okay because I'm all about authenticity. With due respect to brands and their system. I'm simply popping the hood and we're taking a look at the mechanics and the engine. And what are you feeding it? That's where I come in. Because if that's not right, it doesn't matter if you're bought in on a promise or you're building your own promise, you're destined for failure if the mechanics are not right. Okay? So it gets me back to the question, how much are you willing to lose to build a relationship? Some food for thought. Anyways, guys, this is a shorter podcast today than normal, but yet very powerful. And it's been a question that has been testing me these last month. And it's the reason why I've jumped and done what I've done. Booked in for a game of golf for a day with my coach, not locally, but over in Nashville, Tennessee. So I'm going over there very soon for 3 days in America. Very short trip. Not for the game of golf, to build a relationship with my coach. Because I've got genuine respect for this billionaire. And I'm one of the few so-called life coaches that have come back to him as perceived by my coach, who's kept showing up, who's added value, who's taken the piss, because he's nailed me to the wall many, many times about life coaching. And I'm like, I'm not a life coach, I'm a life business strategist. Right? I've sat in the gauntlet. I've ran the gauntlet. I've sat in the hot seat coaching. I've copped it all. Yet, instead of being a little sook and being triggered and going out and telling the world how big of an asshole this man is, I've taken this on with respect. And I've kept showing up, asking more questions, because I'm hungry to learn more. I'm hungry to become a better man in my business, in my life. Now, I find there's no better man who's a powerful model than this bloke, who could model me the skills that I need to learn. So that's it for me today. Shorter and sharper podcast. Like and subscribe on all platforms, Spotify, Apple, and YouTube for the video. And I'm offering 30-minute one-on-one calls. Let's just connect. Let's just have a conversation. See where we're at. See we're freaking partnering together, yeah? Build a relationship. Add value to one another. Links are all in the comments. Reach out to me on all social platforms. Let's have a conversation. Let's build a relationship. Right? I'm not interested in selling anyone. I want to build a relationship. Relational capital is paramount to me. Alrighty, guys. Until next time, bye for now.